Hi, this is Jared Wockenfuss, and I am speaking on behalf of the Get Real Men's Expo in Prescott, Arizona. And today I've got with me our keynote speaker, Mr. Bob Cornuke. Bob is a former FBI trained police investigator and SWAT team member. And now he's a biblical investigator, international explorer, and best-selling author. Bob, thanks for being with us.
It's great to be here, Jared. Thanks for having me.
Well, Bob, I just want to start off with a question. Just if you could just do us a favor, for those of us who are meeting you maybe for the first time, and those of us who are viewing this video and planning on being at the Men's Expo this Saturday, August 21st in Prescott, Arizona, we'd like to just know a little bit about you. So if you wouldn't mind, can you just tell us a little snapshot about who is Bob Cornuke?
Well, I grew up in Southern California, never went to church. My father was an alcoholic. He was a bartender. And then one day I found myself on the doorstep of the church through unique circumstances. And I just fell in love with Christ, and in a very, very unique way. And so I took a little different career path than what was really presented to me early on in life. Early on in life, I was a police officer. FBI trained homicide investigator in the Orange County area in Costa Mesa, California, was the police department. Got involved with a very bad shootout. It was about 3 hours, 700 rounds. And the man was, I don't want to ruin the book or the presentation, but I do live. And the man was tragically killed. And it just gutted me like a trout. I just couldn't get over it. Seeing him there laying on the ground and me having a smoking shotgun in my hand and seeing him just torn open like that, it just crushed me. And I moved shortly thereafter to Colorado. I left the department after 10 years. Loved the job, loved being a cop. Mm-hmm. I think I was good at it, but I found myself coming to Colorado sort of to find myself in a way. And I met a guy named Jim Irwin, was the 8th man to walk on the moon, the first one to drive the car on the moon. And he was famous for looking for Noah's Ark at the time. All the news were out there talking about this astronaut that went to the moon that looks for Noah's Ark and he said, "Hey, Bob, you want to come look for Noah's Ark?" And I thought looking for Noah's Ark, everybody that did that wrapped tinfoil around their head and they're looking for the mothership. I mean, I thought it was weird. But I went and just got the bug, for adventure. It was in Turkey. We're over there, getting ready to climb mountains and flying helicopters around the mountain. And so after all that is to say that I got really involved with biblical exploration early on. I've been on 75 expeditions now. I've been arrested 5 times in the Middle East. Wow. I've been shot at I don't know how many times. I've fallen off mountains, crash landed in helicopter. I mean, I just had it all. And I was a war correspondent in Afghanistan I was hired to go do that because of my reputation of being able to get into places. So what I'm going to do is for the guys, I'm going to bring a lot of stories. Guys like stories. And I'm going to tell the lessons that I've learned. It's called Lessons from the Ledge. And it's not so much the discovery that has changed me that we've made. We've made some pretty good fun. Well, it's arrogant to say we discovered anything. God will reveal it in His time for His purpose and His glory. But through those revelations that God's given me, we've had some pretty good things that we're encouraged about the findings. And so I'm going to talk about the lessons, not so much the discoveries or the evidence that we have, but I'm going to talk about the amazing impacts on my life through going over there and being arrested, through being shot at, through being chased, through falling off mountains. And there's a lot of lessons that God gave me, and they are just as important to me personally in my walk with Christ as the things that we have in our Rolodex of discoveries.
Wow, that sounds exciting. I'm looking forward to that. And I kind of look at myself as a lifelong learner. So the lessons that you learned, I'm excited about hearing those lessons. And I'm noticing that you have is that a Promise Keepers shirt that you have on?
I'm with Promise Keepers. I'm a fundraiser for Promise Keepers. Which means I'm a professional beggar. But I love Promise Keepers because I really love any organization, such as what you're doing out there with the Get Real Expo. I just love that, because men today are really insular, and they don't have a lot of close friends that they can talk together with. And sometimes when you get together with a group like this, they realize, hey, I'm dealing with issues and they're dealing with issues, and hey, we can find out how to deal with these issues through the fellowship of the body of Christ, through men, and through the template that we draw around of Jesus Christ in the Bible. And the biggest tragedy is that the news networks have done a great job in saying that the Bible contradicts itself, or the Bible's not true. Well, the Bible's historically true. I've written 12 books. I've immersed my life into this, and I've never found the Bible to be anything but 100% true. 100% true. The Bible is God's revelation of himself to man. God's the author. Salvation is the end, and truth without any mixture of errors, the content. The Bible's the supreme standard by which we should live. And guys need to know that there's a standard by which they could live by. A lot of times we have the media or friends or people at work telling us what men should be. But God has very specific things he's called us to do as men. And if we do that, we'll have a better household, a better city, a better county, a better state, a better country, and a better world. If we could all just follow the mandates of what God gives us. And I'm going to be sharing a lot of those from the stage when I'm speaking at the Men's Expo.
Well, that's great. I'm looking forward to it. And just to touch again on the Promise Keepers connection, I remember just recently hearing a podcast episode with Ken Harrison, On the Edge with Ken Harrison. He was interviewing you, and he mentioned something about a title that was given to you by National Geographic, which is the real life Indiana Jones. And he mentioned something about potentially a movie. Can you share anything? Are you able to share anything about that?
Yeah, when I got that Indiana Jones moniker from National Geographic, it's just gotten all over the place. And there is a movie right now in production. Right now we're going through scripts and things like that. And we could be filming late fall, start production. But this is going to be a movie in the theaters. It's called Mountain of Fire. There's some A-listed actors in there that you'll recognize. They're not the contractual obligations, and those will be sewn up in the next 2 weeks. So maybe by the event I can talk about it more freely. But it's real excited. These are big name folks. You'll recognize them immediately. And it's a good budget movie, and it's going to be in the theaters, popcorn and the whole experience. So we're excited about this happening. But my kids say to me, they're most proud they're proud of me for being a question on Trivial Pursuit. And so I'm a question on Trivial Pursuit on the real Mount Sinai. And I'm going to be speaking about that at the event. I'm going to be showing evidence, physical evidence, that the Bible is true. And the evidence is off the chart, amazing. It has blown away people all the way from Harvard University top scholar Frank Moore Cross all the way down to the lowest youth pastor in the smallest city in America. I mean, guys are just blown away with this. I guarantee you, if you come, you'll see evidence that will rock your world and encourage your faith. So bring your friends, bring some guys that might not know Christ in a more powerful way. And we'd like to share with them and give them a message. Hopefully will spark their interest in pursuing, following Christ.
Well, that's awesome. Well, as we wrap up this first part, our interview with Bob Cornuke, and he is the keynote speaker for the upcoming Get Real Men's Expo. And to find out more information about that, you can visit everymanaz.com, and you can find out the location. It's going to be in Prescott, Arizona at the Mountaintop Fellowship campus there in Prescott, and it begins at 9 a.m. It is a free event. You're going to want to bring your men, bring your sons, and it's just going to be a great time. And you're going to get to meet Bob, and you're not going to want to miss it. So again, Bob, thank you for joining us, and I look forward to continuing our conversation.
Thank you very much for having me.